Ensuring equity. The preferential option for the poor in the 42 billion kwacha supplementary budget number 1 of 2024. The Jesuit Centre for Theological Reflection, JCTR, acknowledges the Zambian government's proactive steps in proposing a 42 billion kwacha supplementary budget to address the devastating effects of the ongoing drought, especially in mitigating the impact on the vulnerable populations. As an organization whose mission is to improve justice and equality for all, particularly for the poor and the vulnerable, JCTR has examined the supplementary budget from a critical social justice standpoint and offers the following observations and recommendations. The allocation of 5.2 billion kwacha to the social cash transfer program, including an increase of 200 kwacha for existing beneficiaries and extending coverage to an additional 1.2 million households, addresses a long-standing and critical need. This measure is essential for providing immediate relief to most vulnerable households, especially to ensure that their needs are met. By doing so, it paves way for the households to achieve meaningful relief, which might help them graduate from chronic poverty. The expansion of the school feeding program from 105 million kwacha to 392, now including secondary schools in 37 drought-affected districts, is significant. This initiative will address immediate nutritional needs, support educational attendance and performance, and overcome challenges hindering the full benefits of free education. The allocation of 2 billion kwacha for the Cash for Work program is commendable, with the potential increase to 3.5 billion kwacha. This initiative will provide essential employment opportunities in drought-affected areas. Nevertheless, JCTR emphasizes the importance of fair, just, and equitable selection processes for participants to avoid the exclusion of the most vulnerable populations. Additionally, the program should include capacity-building components to ensure sustainable development and skills acquisition. The Centre notes through the presented supplementary budget the commitment to continue purchasing local maize and importing deficits through the Food Reserve Agency, along with the investments in livestock infrastructure and disease control, which is essential for food security. JCTR recommends that these efforts be complemented with support for sustainable agricultural practices and diversification to build long-term resilience against future droughts. While the allocation for 300 million kwacha for dam rehabilitation, borehole drilling, and water purification is necessary, JCTR expresses concerns about the sufficiency of these funds, given the scale of the water crisis across many districts in Zambia. We also note the water and sanitation allocation of 6.8 million kwacha under the Office of the President in Southern Province. It is our hope that these resources be transparently managed with clear accountability mechanisms. At the same time, the drastic reduction in the girls' education and women's empowerment and livelihoods GEO project from 900 million kwacha to 169 million kwacha is deeply concerning. The education and empowerment of women and girls are fundamental to long-term societal development. JCTR calls on governments to reconsider this reduction and explore alternative funding sources to sustain and expand these vital programs. While the drought relief efforts are pressing, safeguarding allocations for such initiatives becomes imperative. The substantial increase in the external debt servicing from 1.3 billion kwacha to 14.6 billion kwacha and the allocation to dismantle fuel procurement arrears amounting to 15.2 billion kwacha highlights the fiscal pressures facing the government amidst impending restructuring efforts. JCTR urges transparent discussion on the sources of savings from these cross-cutting measures and advocates for prioritization of social sector spending to mitigate the adverse impacts on the vulnerable populations. Moreover, the allocation of $30 million to settle ZESCO's arrears for power imports from Mozambique underscores the critical need to efficiently invest in effective measures to address the country's power deficit. To ensure transparency and accountability, detailed information on the use of these funds must be provided, with regular audits and public reports becoming imperative. While immediate relief is crucial, it is important to focus on long-term strategies that build resilience against future droughts and other related climate shocks. JCTR urges government to integrate sustainable agricultural practices, water management systems, and climate adaptation into future planning and budgeting. We remain committed to collaborating with government and other partners to achieve sustainable development and social justice for all Zambians. I thank you.